Hi, everybody. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year. It's January 2nd, 2024. As we're doing our regular Tuesdays where we take your questions live. I missed me last time. Unfortunately, I got sick last second and it caused some problems, but we're able to get that situated pretty well a week later. Y'all might be experiencing a lot of the same craziness with this flu and cold that's going around as well. Said that today we're coming live on YouTube, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on X. X has a live video platform we're hosting on there too, TikTok and Instagram as well. So if you have your questions, come live about U.S. immigration starting the new year 2024. Is it going to be good for some? Is it going to be bad for some? Hopefully it'll be good for everybody. But you know how it works. The delays are going to be the worst at it. And we're continuing seeing these kind of immigration delays in a lot of kinds of cases. Some will get faster. Instead of 2.5 years, it'll be 2 years. So it'll delay a little bit faster than usual. But hey, throw in your questions as they come. I'm immigration lawyer John Khosravi. We're back at you. Start the new year, taking your questions about U.S. immigration live. Daryl Winnabout, good to see you. Happy New Year to you too. Appreciate that. All right. So, we got some good news and some bad news stuff coming over the last month or so when it comes to the immigration space. In particular, we had some good news on the student visa where they provided more guidance on how things are going to work. So they are trying to fix up some parts of the system, but at the same time, some other parts are just getting untouched and they're not being helped. For example, in some embassies, people are getting stuck after the interview, or even getting interviews still takes a long time. Lexus asked any tips when they're going to go to when going to the interview. Just know your case really well. Know your documents. When they ask for it, you have the proper documents to show them. Know the reason behind your case. If it's a family case, who the relative is, what they do. If you have a joint sponsor, who that person is, and just know your background well to answer questions. Anything more than that requires really individual review to see what's going on in your particular case. But those are the basics. Just knowing your case, because I mean, ideally, you had gone through a case with a lawyer or someone like someone knows what they're doing, so they could show you any issues with your case, so you could more focus on those. But generally speaking, those are the things to prepare for if you're going to have an interview. But it gets case specific. Some people might have a right you need to know how to explain. Some people might have document issues, like their birth certificate might have problems they don't know about. So they going on there to give proper advice. The set says, "Hey, can my dad still apply for me even if I'm 30 years old? I'm not married, but do have 3 kids. You can apply for you. It's going to take a long time. If your dad's a citizen, you'd be in the F. If you're not married, F1 category. Probably is going to take like 9 years or something like that. If your dad's a green card holder, you can do in the F2A category. But you got to stay unmarried. Let's go take some more questions. Sassy asks, why do they ask for evidence twice? Yeah, sometimes the immigration department, USCIS, will send a letter asking for the exact same thing we had already sent them. It's pretty frustrating and annoying that they do that. It takes a lot of time. I have like a bunch of cases right now. They did that to me, and it takes so much more time to be able to handle these cases when you got to reprint everything and redo everything all over again, and it gets people very frustrated. Rowan says, "Hello, I need someone who can fill out an I-45 family." Anyone could fill out an I-485. Need someone who could do it properly, Roman. Please schedule a consultation with our office to get to know what's going on in your case, and we take it from there. The email is info@jqqlaw.com. Happy New Year to you too. End date. Major says, it is safe to travel with a travel document using my country's passport with TPS. I can't recommend something safe to travel, so can't give you that kind of assurances. Someone asks, "Hi, I'm a spouse. Hi, I am a spouse immigrant since 2017, but was out of the USA for more than 1 year. But after I came February 7th, 2023, since then I'm in the US for 4 years. Am I eligible for citizenship? Can I apply for citizenship?" Most of I can't give you individual legal guidance in a public setting. There's much more to your background and personal if I need to know. Please schedule a consultation at the office. You talk with an attorney about it and see if you're an appropriate candidate for first naturalization, Form N-400. Email is info@jqqlaw.com. Sherika says, "What's the fastest way to live in without marriage?" Maybe it all depends on where you're born and what kind of case you have, all that kind of stuff, what country you're in. But maybe the EB-1A extraordinary ability. Um, that's for people who have extraordinary ability in what they do, and that's relatively fast. If you're from Ukraine, they had the U4 program. That was really fast to get somewhere here. So it's really specific, but probably it'll be People with extraordinary abilities are the fastest. Or if you invest in start a small business, the E2 program. Harry asks, can an F1 student work on 1099 contract? No, it doesn't matter whether it's 1099 W2, unless you have work authorization as an F1 student, you're not allowed to work. Ayani says, I applied for I-130 for my spouse and been waiting for an approval over a year. Yeah, unfortunately, they take something like that. Celia asks, how long does it take for an I-24? Anywhere from 4 months to 18 months average. Balil says, I'm waiting for my wife's interview in Islamabad last 10 months. I have the option to fast this case. No, you probably have to wait unless you want to do them. I'm not sure how helpful that will be. He says, how to renew a 1-year work permit? Depends on what kind of work permit you have. Is it a work visa or is it a I-765 EAD? Depend on those. You got to renew it, whichever file you have. Citizenship fraud before 1996, after 96. What's the difference? I think what you mean is if you did false claim to citizenship before 1996, is that an issue? I think it still is an issue. I can't remember exactly. It simply says, how long is a K-1 visa taking submitted May 2023? Anywhere from 4 months to 18 months for a I-129F petition. I have also said, how long does it take for a USCIS to make a decision after medical response? There's no fixed time. Viewer only says, my travel document took 12 months, but no response. Does travel document extend to 5 years like EAD? My travel document took 12 months, but no response. Yeah, they'll give 5 years probably. Katie says, it's been 13 months since I applied from Canada. I can't remember exactly the extension of ADP days are viewer only. Katie says, it's been 13 months since I applied from Canada, family based. The lawyer told us there's nothing to do. Yeah, it's just backed up. Your I-130 is probably going to get approved soon. Then you have to start with the embassy. That'll probably take another 10 months or something like that. Safo says, hello, my parents are in the US for 24 years now, and I'm still dealing with immigration. How do we resolve the consultation to see what's going on? Sam says, what is the process for a green card for an undocumented spouse of a military service member? Well, we got a portal in place probably, but it depends on if you have the permanent bar or not. So, Sammy, schedule a consultation with the office. My associate, and you go over that info@jqqlaw.com. We actually do free consultations for active duty service members, so I'm copying in here. Hopefully, they'll hear that. So, Sammy, just reference it's military related and have your spouse on there too, and we get into that. Hi, asylum seekers. Hi, if asylum seeker applies to work permit, how long does it take to get? Depends on how long they take. I don't know about timelines. Sharika's from Caribbean. Caribbean, some agencies are closed, they're taking a while, or they're just delayed. Like I think one of them was Topog. What is that? That one has two names. There's some Caribbean island nation has two names to it, or not have two names, but I forgot what it was called. But anyways, they were taking like forever to schedule a basic interview. 757 says, how to enroll my in the U.S. Department Departure Assistance Program. There's no embassy. I don't know what that department is. Hassan says, what's the new rule about travel documents? I don't know if there's a new rule. I don't know. When's the earliest to apply for citizenship while on your third year? If you've been married and living with a U.S. citizen, you can file your citizenship case 90 days, up to 90 days before the 2-year mark. Anthony says, N600 approved November 17th, no oath ceremony yet. Can it be cause of holidays? Yeah, who knows? Did it, Sam says, how long does a TN visa take? It can be very fast. It just depends on how you're doing it. But if you're from Canada and you go to the border, just however long they take you. Ahmad says, I'm building up my EB1A profile. Do you know what percentage of EB petitions are approved? That information doesn't make a difference for you, how many percentage are approved. That's not at all any way that you can analyze whether your case is strong or not. N565, how long does it take for expedite time? I don't know. There's no, that's them. How long does it take? How long take you think this case, CR1 visa? I don't know. What kind of proof do you need to get asylum in the United States? You need proof that you have done something asylum worthy. Sorry, I know it sounds like a serious thing, but it's not a question I can answer like that here. We don't do asylum law, so we can't help on that. We get a lot of timeline questions. They all vary. I don't have an answer on timelines. We get a lot of the can you upload online your response to notice of intent to deny USCIS? I would follow whatever directions they have in the notice. I'm an American youth. I can also. I'm in the final stage of consular processing in Germany. How long should I wait for an interview? It depends on however long they have time to do an interview with you. I'm not sure what their schedule is. Can you talk about non-immigrants facing problems when applying for a green card and not doing taxes? Yeah, you're supposed to do taxes, and, they could get you on that if they want to, so we go back do back filing. It's more of a situation highlighted when you apply for citizenship, than for as a green card holder. They don't really pay attention to that, frankly, from what I've seen, but I can recommend that you not file your taxes, so go file your taxes. Depends says, "Applied for a work permit on April, only receipt notice. How long does it take? Who knows?" My spouse was given 221G after his interview. How long I have to wait? I don't know. I don't know. Trinidad and Tobago, Sherika, you said it, that it is it, Trinidad and Tobago, which they always just say Trinidad, but, good job, Sherika, that was it. They're taking forever to schedule an interview for some people. Anyways, a follow-up says, "Can I stop my spouse green card if he did marriage fraud? If not approved yet, you can withdraw." Can an H-2B worker file for themselves after being on the program for 6 years? No, that doesn't lead to anything. I-130 visa, how long to approve, brother? There's different types of I-130s, no fixed time. If he says, "What kind of proof do you need?" That, um, is there any change at citizenship test at year? Not that I know of. How do I contact you? Email us at info@jqqlaw.com. Dumbo says, "I got denied for a green card, now we have immigration court. What are my chances?" That's an impossible answer for me to give. User 3 said, "6 months since I applied for green card. Is it normal time?" Maybe, probably, yeah, I guess, I don't know. It says, "Hi, can you apply for EB3 while with a visa pending asylum applications?" You can have issues with not maintaining status, so it's most of the time it's denied. That's all I can say about that. Also says, "Do you have any idea about Islamabad embassy?" Yeah, they're taking a long time. How long should we wait for parole case? A long time. These are all long times. I don't have any my stuff. No ch I don't know if there's any changes in citizenship tests this year. Um, Come on, guys, better questions. That's some juicy ones. My K-1 fiancé visa got approved, but she's in Afghanistan, so embassy, can you help? Yeah, you have to process through Pakistan. The US, Department of State will contact you with directions. How long it take to get TPS? Varies. Timelines vary. Refresh says, "I got married in Mexico, come here now, apply for asylum. How should I have my marriage in my case?" They talk to the asylum attorney. Yariela says, "Can you tell me more about the DS-5535?" Sure, that's a form that was developed to gather more information about people's background, especially a lot of the travel history that wasn't there before, and to update them on any social media or their certain information. There's no correlation, connection between submitting that to the embassy, and how long your case is gonna take to finish. So, a lot of times when we have a request for a DS-5535 type of thing, we respond to have it prepped, ready to go. We immediately give it to the embassy, but it has not had any effect on getting the case approved. That just is gonna linger, unfortunately. Let's see. H-1B visa holder can get a market healthcare insurance tax credit. Will affect my green card. I don't know healthcare stuff. As long as you are honest about your status and your money. My husband is in Bangladesh and waiting for his visa interview. How long just wait for a date? I don't know. There are a lot of questions about timelines I'm getting, and I'm not a Sherry says, "What do you know?" I'm not a magical person that tells how long some random person in the world's case is gonna take. No one in the world knows that, and I'm USCIS, so, if you have questions about that, I don't have answers. Alfaro says, "Can I still cancel my" or answer that question. Kelly says, "Can a hold be lifted while in a country jail? Is it worth getting a lawyer?" I don't deal with country jail. Shaza says conditional green cards can't be renewed if marriage is over. No, they can be renewed. You just got to show the marriage is lawful and proper, and the paperwork has to be right. You definitely should contact immigration about that, though. Pooja says my I-24 doesn't have any priority date data. You don't need a priority date. I think that's what you're asking for I-24. You need a filing date to show that when it was filed for Child Status Protection Act purposes. If you need that, the receipt number, obviously, but it's on the notice you get. Why is DACA taking so long to get approved? Just I don't know. How long is green card given after the interview? Abhishek, if the interview is approved, usually pretty soon, but there's no fixed times on these things. Um, will F2B ever advance? It did advance last month. King Dow says, "How do I adjust my status if I came to humanitarian parole and I'm waiting for my green card in Haiti?" It depends on how you got your green card, but if you got your green card through marriage to U.S. citizen, for example, you could adjust status in the U.S. Etsu says, "I'm an F1 family category. What happens if I get a child with my girlfriend? I'm not married. Should they keep the case okay? I think the child might get a green card too. I'm not positive. But then after you get the green card, you get married. Because if you get married while the case is pending, it's gonna change your case to F3, which is gonna be years of more waiting. And the case says, "Want to know been waiting for husband's green card. They never updated the system. It says card resent. Call them. You have to call them." Can employment be given with the approval notice of a green card? Do you need actual green card? You need actual green card. MAK says meaning processing. I don't know. Zoal says any changes as citizens have to see. How many people are asking that? I'm not. There's been some new thing I haven't heard of, but not that I'm aware of about any changes to the citizenship process. So we got 15 more minutes. I'm obviously coughing and stuff. Usually we have a gazillion questions coming, popping us up, but new year, new style of doing things with these different social media systems. So the timelines are all over the place. I had several. I've been when I have clients come to me when they wanna do fiancé visas or marriage green card cases, I always have this dilemma of giving him a realistic understanding of what the process is gonna be. So if you're a US citizen and you marry a foreign person that's overseas and you wanna get to marry them, we have a lot of cases where the first part of the process, part 1 of 2, is taking, like, a year to get approved, and then part 2 is taking another year to get an interview, so 2 years. Now that timeline alone, if you're married and away from a spouse, is really bad, but sometimes, let's say at 1 out of 10 times, the first part of the process takes 4 months. 2 or 3 out of 10 times, it takes 6 months, and then, like, 6 out of 10 times, it's like 12 plus months. So we kinda average it out, and so, it's possible a case go much faster, and, other lawyers could quote you times that are faster to get the fastest example that they have, and then once you start working with them and it takes twice as long, well, it is what it is. But I don't like to give that perspective to people because it's gonna cause a lot of, trouble in your relationship. If you're expecting a case to take 1 year, it ends up taking 2 years and a half. So you got family planning, you got business planning and financial planning, and grandparents you gotta be thinking about, and cousins and sisters. So it's a really important situation. So I give a full perspective on what these timelines are, and I can't really guess what they are. As I said, 1 out of 10 times months, 2 out of 10 times is 6 months, but then 6, 7 times it's like 12 plus, and it's so random that it's no honest way to give you a proper way to deal with your life when you're planning this stuff. So I kinda give an average at a conservative side of it, but, you're gonna have these mixed results of lawyers tell you different things, and maybe some lawyers get lucky get them really fast all the time. But we do a good number of these on a regular basis, especially marriage-based I-130s, and, the timelines are just all over the place, and this is parents too, parents of US citizens and stuff, even minor children US citizens. It's not a consistent system, it's usually just getting longer and longer every month. I remember when we started one case for a fiancé visa I-129F, which takes even longer than marriage green cards, even though online, people saying it's, like, twice as fast. I haven't seen that. We don't do as many, fiancé visas because usually it doesn't make sense to do it because of how long it takes and how much extra money it is, but, timelines are a mess, and that's one of the biggest problems, and frankly, if you're gonna start a process, do it now because if the election goes the way of, President Trump coming in or someone like him, then there's gonna be huge delays and stuff. So if you have an I-130 pending that you wanna submit, go and submit it as soon as possible, and if you're holding on consular processing to pay the consular processing fee, $445, if you're waiting on a birth certificate translation that you need to upload to finish consular processing, do whatever it is that you need to do to get it out of the way, because right now, timelines look terrible, and, it doesn't look good. So you wanna really be as fast as possible, on getting your end in, getting things in. Oh, we have questions on this other side on Instagram. Sorry, I didn't notice. Imran says, "Sir, I submitted an RRF file on 30 bona fide marriage. Can we expect the interview to be waived?" That's up to them. Alexa, my husband's sister died, and he's in distress. We have filed an I-130. Can I do a B-1, B-2 visa to see him? Um, you can. Alexia, it's up to the embassy whether they're gonna approve it, but you can always give it a shot. Ollie says, "Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too." USCIS the 2022 tax return. IRS has access to what else should we do? You should have had a copy of your tax return that you submitted, talk to the account that did, or call the IRS. You're really gonna need that or tax transfer, something like that. It's gonna be a big problem for you. Real Shut Up says, "Hi, is it possible E2 visa holder apply for green card?" It's possible for E2 visa green card holder to apply for green card, just like it's possible for someone who's in a foreign country to apply for green card. It's not impossible, but the E2 itself doesn't lead to anything. Casper says, "How can you change your How can you change your status from H to B?" I think you want H-1B to a B2. You have to file a form change of status form 539, and you have to do it within 60 days of, or end of termination of your, I-94, whichever one's sooner. And so, be mindful of that, but those things are possible in those scenarios. Alright, let's go to some TikTok questions again. Probably marriage, green card process, and time in the United States. Well, it depends on if you're married to a US citizen or a green card holder and if you get an RFE, but, sometimes it's 3 months and sometimes it's, like, 2 years. We've had a lot of 3 or 4 months with recent, but it just depends on the case. If you're a spirit green card holder, it's probably gonna take long. User 14 says, "I have a question. I'm here on a K-1 visa. I recently got my employer authorization card. I want," then the question doesn't finish. What is the process for I-130? What is the process for I-130 for petition parents? You submit an I-130. If they're in the United States, they qualify, maybe adjustment of status, or once your I-130 is approved, you do consular process. User 3 says, "My case, I-130." Yeah, I don't know. It takes the time. My questions. Um, what is my to go back home and see my family? I have a passport has my maiden name. How do I book my your ticket should match your passport, and then bring your marriage certificate, which shows name change on the way back to the US to show that your passport matches your green card and the name change document that goes with it. Abhishek says, "What is the agenda during an immigration interview? What kind of questions do they ask? They go over your case and your background and see who you are, if you're a person that's justified to get qualified to get the benefit that you're getting." The actor says, "Can someone apply for M400 after service time not deported or get a green card forever?" Yeah, someone apply for M400 after servicing time not deported? Um, well, if you're supposed you don't wanna file for citizenship if it looks like you're supposed to be deported. You could gain a green card. If they catch you, then they'll deport you. So if they run into the government officials at a border, you travel or stuff, it could be problematic. They could try to take away your green card, deport you if it was a crime that was, sufficiently high bad enough. Um 994 says, "I won asylum in 2017 and father received my green card in 2022. When can I apply for citizenship?" 5 years after your admin date on your green card. Geeta says, "What's going on, doc? Anything new?" No, nothing new. Sophia, "Do you know about the wait for interview in Djibouti?" No, I don't. Can parents travel after I-130 approval? You could try. It's up to other officers, not me. Stay active. If you wanna apply for M400. I already answered. Excuse me, let me try to mute this while I cough. Carmen says, "Married to a citizen, 3 unlawful entries. Is it possible to get a green card? Might be subject to a permanent ban." I have to look into that, which would require you go back to your home country for 10 years. Says, "How long does it take to get a green card for I-4 if approved?" Usually a week or 2, but sometimes it gets lost in the mail. Silver River says, "Do I need to file I-130 while filing I-130?" I don't know if that's Bob says, "Hey, how do I close my asylum case? Please help." I don't know if it's in court, go to court, or if it's, with the sign-up party, you write a letter, let them know. Candyback says, "What happens if your 48-month extension expires? You call USCIS to get an extension for that." Levity says, "After everything is submitted for the I-130, how long will husband be there?" I don't know. Let's see. Aaron says, "Are there any delays on specific things or in immigration across the board?" There are delays. There's like 60 different or 80 different methods of immigration, and all have their like subparts of their system. So when people ask about the updates on that or specific things, it's hard to really describe. There's like a textbook. I mean, it's that big of something to write about. But mostly everything is delayed, except for very few types of cases and few countries. Really, certain countries are faster. Shazza says, "Safe to travel on a 2-year green card. I can't tell you when something's safe or not. I can't say it's safe to get on a plane, but, if your case has clear issues and you had a solid case, it's clear, but I don't know your case." Bob says, "Hey, how do I close my asylum case? Please help. I got a green card for my wife." You gotta request or schedule a consultation with the officer. We talked about that, but you gotta write a letter and close it. But we gotta still review everything before we give, guidance on stuff. MNK says, "Never received confirmation for I-485 approval, but says the processing card resent. What does it mean?" Call them, call them, call them. John says, "My asylum application was denied in asylum office in the past, not you through green card, traveled to home country several times after previous has changed, okay to apply for 500." I don't know, John, I can't give you an okay on something like that on the internet like this. Ryan says, "I've never filed local taxes, and they sent me delinquency notice. Can that affect F-100?" Yeah, they'll deny you for having back taxes. Euphemia says, how long does a fiancé visa take for someone to come? To what country they're in?" Euphemia, because some embassies take forever to schedule a person, some others don't, and some I-129F petitions get approved in 4 months, some get approved in 18 months. So the variation is, like, straight up 2 years back and forth, I mean, extra or less, how long this is gonna take. Have you seen improvements to I-641As? Somewhat. Unique says, "Hey, individual days on Jan." I don't handle court hearings, so I can't do with that unique creation. Shout out to that. And he says, "Automatic visa revalidation after changing status and on a new passport." I don't remember what all the requirements for automatic validation is, but, it just type that in and go to see I have a list of requirements. It is it NBC planning to set F2A interview on 20? I don't know. I have no idea about what the planning is. Apple user says, "USI has approved K3 petition. Embassy holding the petition because as long as it's busy, what do I just have to wait?" Maybe try to sue him, but probably have to wait. My I-485 has been running for 1,035 days since last update. We need a I don't know what kind of case you have, so maybe you had to wait longer, I'm not sure. Cost says, "Will the immigration change at the southern border as asylum changes to transit requirements affect those already filed?" The immigration change at the southern border and asylum changes to transit requirements affect those who already filed for asylum. I don't know, I haven't read the law. I can't comment on a huge law, which I don't even know if it's passed yet. Alright, we got 1 or 2 more questions. When should DV program start again? Signing up is like October or something like. Let's say 2 more questions and call it a day. User 6 says, "My grandma signed a form that my uncle has to go back to Mexico when he turns 18. Can he waive that?" I don't remember anything being that someone's gonna go back to 18. I'm not sure that's an immigration thing. And then multilingual shopper says, "Is 27 months processing time even legal? Or at least field office closed off the country?" Yeah, they can do whatever they want. You can sue them if you really wanna make a big deal about it. And then user 88 says, "Can a green card holder petition for minor daughter in the States who's in status?" Definitely could petition for the I-130, but you just have to wait for the case to be current to do I-485, and you gotta make sure status is correct. You should consult a lawyer prime. You should email us, at info@jklaw.com, user 88 to talk about that. And the last question that we're gonna go through is, "Hi, bro. Can I apply for a green card for case granted? You have to wait 1 year." Probably file asylum. You can file sooner, but I'm not sure how the whole system is actually playing out. The new system for that. MVC process, do I mistake? I do mistake in my email. How do I fix it? I'm not sure which email you're talking about. Let's get one more good question. I can explain something, and we'll call it a day. Let's question. Christina says, "I have" I don't know, Val, I can't answer that. "Hi, for F2A case, and my priority date is May 4, 2022. How long at how do you have to wait?" That's not up to me. NBC process mistake. Okay. Can you fix an expired green card if you're overseas when it expired? Probably, but, schedule consultation. We gotta see how long you're overseas and how long it's been expired, if you're still overseas or not, and how to deal with that. So, kinda shock schedule a private consultation when we get to that. Till next one, God bless you. If you wanna schedule a private consultation, please email us at info@jqklaw.com. That's info@jqklaw.com. Until next time, I'm Immigration Lawyer John Khosravi. Thanks again for coming and watching us. We'll be back next Tuesday, 5 PM Pacific Time, 8 PM Eastern. God bless.